What's going on, guys? We are picking up the S13 from DefWorks. He's done with the cage. He did a lot to it. Pretty much what we have here is a full FD spec roll cage, I believe. So it's an 8-point cage, the main hoop, the front, the pillar bars, the back support bars, and then the 2 anti-intrusion bars. And we got some door bars. And so yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking about it. As you might be able to see, I don't know, but we got the trailer back there and we just pulled up, so we're gonna go ahead and walk inside, see what he got done, show you guys the cage, and load her up and get on out of here. So cut to the cage. Here it is. What's going on, man? See you over there. Here it is. You guys a closer look later. Got her all loaded up. We get a little closer look to the work we did here. The wheel well tube supports, and then we got the cage here. Like I said, we got the main hoop, and then the 2 support bars, the door bars, and the anti-intrusion bars. And we also did a knee bar. And what else? You can see that the cage is actually really tied up in there. We got as tight as we possibly could. I don't know if you can see anything, but this thing seems nice. I wanted to keep the door pockets, but unfortunately we weren't able to. But we were able to get the door bars in here without having to cut the door panel. So that's a win in my book, because it keeps it a lot cleaner than having a notch into the door panel. And we got all the stuff. The delete plates and everything are in the back. You can't really see it, but they're back there with all the hardware. And we also picked up some of these brackets I'll show you right now. But let's go ahead and tire it all down. We got the front, so you gotta chain up the back, and then we get on out of here and I'll show you guys later on. So you can see here, this is why I painted these panels white, because if I left them like that, they're just gonna rust over. It's just surface rust, nothing bad, so it's just gonna take a little more effort to sand these back down to the bare metal and paint them all up. So we might do that today, we'll see. Today, I think I want to focus more on getting the dash cut, but let me show you guys the cage a little more. So you can see we got, I guess you would say that the NASCAR style door bars, I think you would say, but let's hop in here. So we got your main hoop here, you get the support bars, and no bends in them obviously, because these need to be straight per FD rules, I believe. We got the pillar bars that go all the way down. We got our anti-intrusion bars. We also got a knee bar done, and we got our gussets here. I wasn't gonna do gussets, but I was like, I'm already doing it, I might as well. And Jake went ahead and put his little logo on there, which I told him he could, because why not support his work with his logo, whatnot. But we got the backseat area cut out a little bit. You guys should know, if you guys have coupes, it has like a little triangle-ish thing here. Cut that out so we can get the bar all the way to the strut tower, because that's pretty much the strongest point, I believe. But it's just your basic 8-point roll cage. So I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, we can see here it's actually fitting super tight with the door bar, and the door card fits right in there, no trimming needed. We did have to take the pockets out, unfortunately, but it's okay. Maybe I'll try to cut them up and see if they'll fit, but not a big deal. We're still gonna have our center console and hopefully our glove box area to store stuff, because I do plan on driving this car on the street now and then, not all the time. But I guess let's just do some interior pieces, see if we can make it fit or make it even work. So I kind of just shoved it in here real quick to see where I need to cut. Looks like the back area is going to be okay, but I am going to have to trim this up to slide into there quite a bit actually. And looking back here, we're not going to have much room to fit this interior piece in there. So I might actually, I might have to cut like a whole line, cut this whole section out of there, to be honest with you, and either not run it or find a way to slide it in there. But honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this work and look clean, but we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. worst comes to worst, what do you guys think? Should I just leave the back half with no interior? Like, when it's all painted, obviously it's gonna look a lot better. So I'm curious about your opinion. Do you guys think I should just leave the back half stripped, nice and painted, and in the front half have the carpet, center console, door, and panels, and dash? Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna attempt to make this work, but if not, we'll see what our options are. So yeah, let's just cut to the time lapse, I guess, because you guys have already seen a video of us cutting interior to try to make it fit around the cage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make it a time lapse and cut to whatever part we end up in. So time lapse. Okay, scratch the idea of trying to make these side panels work. I could not get it to work. I tried trimming just around the cage. You can see there's like this round edge that would sit like that. But this area is just, there's too much going on here, and it's also way too tight to the car to where I can slip anything back here or have it sit against here without having to cut out pretty much this whole section. So it's not a bad thing that the cage is like this. It's actually really good. But as far as interior wise, we're not going to run interior in the back. I've decided we're not going to put anything back here. We're just going to run door panels, carpet, center console, dash area. But everything back here is going to stay stripped and just the nice painted surface. So like I said, these panels that we made are going to end up actually being a really good thing for us. So let's go ahead and toss this out, and let's move towards the dash because we for sure need a dash in here. Alright, so I completely forgot to film the time lapse, but we got the dash all cut up here. I cut up as least as I can. As you can see, it stops right before the cage right there. Same on this side, and it's pretty much right where the cage almost touches it. This, I'm probably gonna have this dash reupholstered to make it uncracked and look brand new. So what I'm probably gonna do is, if they're willing to do it, cut extra, like leave a flap here of material. That way, whatever they cover it with or whatever they do with it, I can obviously fold this back, slide the dash in, and then fold it over so you can't see the big hole right there. Because I don't even have this piece anymore. But everything's just here all chopped up. So yeah, pretty much all the interior you see in this car is what's going to be in here, besides carpet and seats, obviously. The dash, the door panels, the center console. I'm going to try to get a radiator to work in this thing. That vent gauge, I'm going to put my gauges right there. I said vent gauge, didn't I? I'm going to put my gauges in that vent hole. We're still going to put the stock cluster in there so it looks OEM-ish. And carpet. That's about it. So we got a rough look of what the interior is going to look like. This whole thing's going to get painted, leaning towards white, but I don't know for sure. But let's just go ahead and do something else, because honestly I don't even know what I'm going to do today. So we went ahead and put the delete panels back on just like you saw. That way when we do get this thing painted, it's all nice and smooth again, or like decently covered up. One thing I want to do for sure, I want to grind down these spot welds, get that whole piece out completely. That way we don't have this rough edge here. And at the top here, I want to find a deck lid or make a deck lid to cover that area. That way we don't have all these holes and divots in the car. I don't want to take it out completely because I think it covers up a bunch of the trunk spring type things that it has there. So I want to keep the upper lid there, just cover it up with like some sheet metal or something, and have it bolt on to where this whole old buckles used to be. But let's go ahead and empty out the back. I'm not going to assemble the door handles. I'm not going to put it back together just because we are going to end up having to take it off later on when we do get the whole interior painted. So we're just going to clean it up, get everything out of there that we need out of there. Now you can see a little bit better why we had to take them out. The door bar, so you can see the grooves where it's supposed to sit on like that. It's not happening. The door bar comes completely where it has to be. Even if we were to try to keep like the sides here, like this area of it, we'd have to trim it here, but there'd be nowhere to mount it on the bottom because you can see the mounting holes are right in front of the door bar. Like it's just not going to happen. Like I said, not a big deal. We still have the center console, and hopefully I can get the glove box to work still. But we're just gonna, since this is not broken or I didn't mess this up, we're gonna keep these. Maybe someone might want those. Oh, let's put that there. The side panels, that one I'm gonna throw away. I have one more that's still good for the passenger side. We're gonna keep that just in case someone else wants to buy that too. But we have our slave or our master cylinder, a clutch master. I'm not gonna throw this out, but I am gonna keep it because oh, it's leaking stuff. Let's put that over here. Stop moving that around. I'm not gonna throw it away, but I'm not. Most likely, we're not gonna use it because I might as well replace it with a new one while we're doing this whole build. But we're just gonna set that off to the side as well. So yeah, just throw that in here. And what else? These are the door handle guard things. Let's keep these. Let's put these here. Yeah, this is gonna be the pile of us keeping stuff. All these are little brackets that we're probably not gonna need, but you know what, fuck it, let's just throw it in the trash pile because you're not gonna need this stuff. Worst comes to worst, what just fell? That fell. We are definitely gonna need these for the windows, and these for the doors. This is one door handle. Where's the other door handle though? Actually no, I think it's only one, yeah, because the driver's side doesn't have one. And that's it. So this stuff we're just gonna throw away. There's little brackets. If we need them for something, we'll end up just making them down the road. This is uncracked, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep that. This is more hardware. I'm actually gonna go ahead and keep the hardware because if you know anything about building cars, you can never have enough hardware laying around. So let's go ahead and let's test these window cranks out. And just as I expected, the crank itself clears so we can shut the door, but we can't roll the window up or down with the door closed because the cage gets in the way, which is not a big deal at all. Just crack it open real quick. Window goes up, same thing, goes down, and then shut it. And there you go, see? So we can keep those working. Who knows, maybe I'll switch up to automatic windows, but probably not because I don't like automatic windows because of two reasons. The wiring, and I hate when window regulators go bad. So keep it simple with crank windows, roll up windows, whatever you want to call them. Small sacrifice to pay to have to crack your door open real quick. Only time I can see that being a flaw would be if we were driving on the freeway and out of nowhere it starts raining. That'd be kind of a difficult thing to open up and try to crank it up. For now, not a big deal. It's perfect for me. So we got the steering wheel back on here for now. We kept the tilt thing, so that still works, as you can see. And I guess next step for this car, as far as like big step wise, would be get this interior painted and the engine bay painted. That way none of the tubing that we did rusts over. And from here, from paint, it's kind of just putting it back together, buying parts to get it to run, put the oil pan on JZ so we can stick it in here and test fit it. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it for this video. It's still a little early, but we didn't really plan on filming a video today. We just so happened to work out that the cage was done yesterday, actually Wednesday, and today's Thursday for me. The cage was done. He told me to come pick it up, but I had work. I closed yesterday, so I wouldn't be able to pick it up on time. So kind of a last minute video idea of us picking up this trailer. We went to get U-Haul this morning, which I did not film, but we went to go pick up the trailer, went straight over there, and that's when I started today's video. But enough rambling. Deathworks did a great job in the cage. We got everything going on here. It's super nice and tight. Like if you see here, you can't even get your hand through there. Like, this thing is tucked up in there as tight as we can get it with still making it look clean. He dropped the cage so we can weld the tops of the tubes, which is a big plus for me. Something I was really looking forward to, because I know some people, they just kind of weld it in place and don't weld the tops, which I'm pretty sure that doesn't pass tech. If it's obvious, some people get away with it because you can't really see it. But nevertheless, he did a great job. Got a full 8-point cage with gussets, anti-intrusion bars, almost a full 9. I guess the only thing I can think of would be extra that I could have put was a little strut bar between the two strut towers, but that can easily be put in with a strut bar that we can bolt in. But a huge thanks to Jake Herman, DefWorks. Got the cage done in about, what is it? I dropped it off to him Monday, and he was done Wednesday. So 7 days Monday, Tuesday would be 8 days, Wednesday 9 days. Took him 9 days to finish this whole cage, full 8-point cage with gussets and anti-intrusion bars, with a great price. I'm not gonna tell you guys the price, only because he kind of gave me a deal because I was getting a bunch of stuff done at once. I bought some parts off of him as well, so he hooked it up. But yeah, I got the cage done, the wheel well supports done, and we also picked up the Sylvia headlight brackets that he makes. If you guys don't know what they are, those hold the outside of the Sylvia headlights instead of bolting them onto the fender, because when you go fiberglass fenders, nothing really bolts on correctly. So he makes those to ensure that the Sylvia headlights are bolted on properly. But yeah, just a huge shout out to DefWorks, to you guys, and everyone who's been supporting me throughout this build so far. I'm really stoked about this cage. It's a big step that I've been wanting to take in all of my cars. The E36, the first one, the 240, the RX-7. I've always wanted to get a cage done. I never actually got around to doing it, so it's a huge accomplishment for me to be able to get this cage in here. And pretty much, this is the first cage car I've ever owned. It's going to be the first, not the first cage car I've driven. I've driven RJ's car, the S13, that was caged. But, long story short, this is a big accomplishment, not only for the car, but for me. And I just want to thank you guys, thank everyone who's been supporting me. And enough rambling, I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.